name's Tupou Pānuve, or known as Bo, and I am currently running Bunny's Backyard, but also employed with the parent group, which is Office Equipment Limited. And yeah, so this new business really has kind of come about or really grown within the last 3 to 5 years, I would say. And it became commercialized really within the last 2 years. So a large focus of what Bunny's Backyard is really kind of what its name is telling, and it's to do with a lot of things that we do in our backyard. And it starts with things like what we plant in our backyard, what we can grow in our backyard, and what we can do together with our own respective families in our backyards. I've got a toddler daughter, and her name is Wakana, but I've always called her Bunny since when I was carrying her, because she was quite active during pregnancy. So I thought she was a bunny, and when I gave birth to her, I'd always kind of called her Bunny. And yeah, we always, you always try and find things you can do with your kids outside of work, and it kind of begins with doing things at home. And we came across this idea of planting things together at home during COVID especially. And during that time, there was a large push by the government to sort of roll out this, I guess, food sustainability or resilience for food security purposes during when the whole world was undergoing this large pandemic. And yeah, it kind of went from there. We were distributed seedlings from the Ministry of Agriculture, and we thought we'd buy some seeds as well and trial and error kind of things together in our backyard. And I think at times, now that it's commercialized, it's really hard for us to kind of keep doing it as a thing that's a hobby or thing that we're really passionate about. And yeah, sometimes we can kind of get lost with it being a business, and having to reach targets, having to make profit, reach certain goals that are also required by us from our parent company. So I think one of the ways that it's evolved is that we've had to kind of find or strike a balance where we are making it sort of like a profitable sort of business, but at the same time still maintaining that initiative that we've always kind of started out with, which was to always foster or grow and learn more about the things that we can do in our backyards together. So one of the challenges is for me is time, my time management, scheduling, and priorities. And another issue as well is resources. So not necessarily staff, but I feel like maybe just access to information about what works in this climate and the side of the world. For me, the way I saw that we could make profit was actually working with other businesses that would require something from us. And for me, restaurants and cafes, they didn't have any edible flowers, they didn't have any microgreens. But when I went to cafes in New Zealand or in Fiji or somewhere else in the world, there was always a garnish on top of my dish, or I had French toast and I had beautiful edible flowers on it. So that to me was quite striking, and I thought, yeah, that's really different. So that's when we trialed microgreens and edible flowers. And the wonderful things with microgreens was you only needed 7 to 14 days to harvest. So it worked really well for me, someone who was quite impatient, but yeah. It's only been a short time that we've been around, but we've done a number of things which I can say I'm really proud of. And firstly, I'd say probably our Plant and Earn initiative with our main partner, the Bank of the South Pacific here in Tonga, so BSP Limited. That's one of my proudest, I think, achievements so far. And now we're kind of facing the challenge of time. We haven't been able to schedule the next sort of session with BSP just because of conflicting schedules. But that sort of initiative is something I'm really, really proud of. I see that it can be working here in Tonga really well, and also across the region, wherever BSP operates. And the other one is with women. So we've done things like flower bars, a home and garden showcase, and that really was just giving women platforms to come and learn a skill or two that they could use at home, and also to network and just, I guess, relax.